Hello, Trump Take 5 here. Are you wondering what Donald Trump was up to yesterday? Well, good news, you're in the right place. We are the YouTube channel that tries to give you everything important that the president does in a 5-minute or less video so that you can avoid the 24-hour news cycle and the media circus that goes along with this president and his administration. I need to apologize up front. I have a bit of a head cold and it is affecting the way that I sound and the way that I think, but I'm going to go through this and do the best that I can. One of the most important things that happened yesterday was that Trump made a false claim, blatantly false, that this new tax bill would cost him and rich Americans like him a fortune. There is no truth in that whatsoever. Donald Trump never released his tax return, so we don't know how much tax he actually pays, but he will get a huge tax break through this. Under the House bill that was passed a couple weeks ago, he would save more than $1 billion based on estimates, and the Senate bill is still trudging along, so we don't know how that's going to turn out. But Trump was quoted as saying, "This is going to cost me a fortune. This thing, believe me, this is not good for me." He went on to say that his very wealthy friends were not so happy with him. So that is a blatant lie. The Senate plan, as it is now, 62% of the benefit by 2027 would go to the richest Americans, people who have pass-through income, things like that. And 2/3 of the middle class will have a tax increase. That Senate bill will also add $1 trillion to the deficit over a decade. That's according to a Joint Committee on Taxation report. Even if you take growth into consideration, the Republicans are giving tax cuts that will add $1 trillion to our deficit over the next 10 years. Earlier in the day, Trump attacked Theresa May, the British Prime Minister. It was especially tasteless, regardless of what you think about either one of these people. He said, "Theresa May, don't focus on me, focus on the destructive radical Islamic terrorism that is taking place within the United Kingdom. We are doing just fine!" Now, this is because she came out and said it was wrong for him to tweet those Muslim videos that were propaganda for the far right, and he basically just went off. And in case you're wondering, the UK is an ally. That's one of our strongest allies. So our president's in a Twitter battle with their leader. News dropped yesterday that the White House plans to force Rex Tillerson, who is the Secretary of State, out of his job and replace him with Mike Pompeo. Pompeo is the CIA director, and when he leaves that position, he would be replaced by Senator Tom Cotton of Tennessee. This plan is put together by John Kelly, and we're not really sure where Trump is as far as endorsing it. But a lot of the stuff I read yesterday said that Senator Tom Cotton was not a good choice for a CIA director. In legal news, we found out that Robert Mueller's team questioned Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, earlier this month. They had a 90-minute conversation, and reports say that they were wondering whether Kushner had any information that could exonerate Flynn. Considering what we've seen happen since then, we're going to imagine that he did not. There was also quite a buzz around the idea that Jeff Sessions would not answer the question about whether Donald Trump ever asked him to obstruct the Russian investigation. Sessions said that he has executive privilege when he talks to the president, and he would not answer the question. Some legal writers that I read said that he could be compelled to answer the question by Rosenstein because he's recused himself from the Russia investigation, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The tax bill in the Senate has been a circus. John McCain did come out and say he would vote for the bill. They canceled the vote last night so that they could rewrite it and have another vote today. So he endorsed it before that rewriting happened. And I just have a feeling that this is going to pass. It's very important to their donors. Those are the people who run what gets done in Congress. They pay money to get these guys elected so that they can cut their taxes. Maybe I'm a little bit too cynical there, but that's sure what it looks like to a guy like me. That's it for today. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure that you subscribe and share the channel with your friends to help them stay clear of Trump fatigue. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and our Facebook page. Come back tomorrow because I'll be talking to you again.